right, YouTube, we are here for the College Football 26 Dynasty Deep Dive. We here live on Twitch. We here live on TikTok, you hear me? But yeah, shout out my boy Eric. He always got all the information. He the best person to go to when it comes to information on college football and Madden. He got it all. So yeah, 27-minute video. We're going to be here for a little minute. Everybody grab your popcorn.
Deep
Dive
in. Is officially live.
We
have a lot to break down. Now, this video is sponsored by EA because they did get me this information early so that I could get this video ready quickly.
How the audio sound?
It's a lot to go into today. They dropped a trailer. They dropped a 76-page blog, which is insane. Takes a really long time to read. I've condensed a lot of the information down so that this video won't be an hour long. Now, there's going to be more deep dives coming, more gameplay videos, and some exclusive
Road to Glory deep dive
soon. If you don't want to miss out on all of that, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on because we still got a lot more information coming before this game releases. Trying to get to 650k subs before the release of this game, so if everybody watching just subscribed, we can hit that number today. So to start out the deep dive, they mentioned how College Football 26 represents year 2 of their vision, a year focused on building on the foundation that was set last year.
Every time I think of Ole Miss, bro, I think of the clip where they be like, Lane Clifford just threw his clipboard 20 feet in the air. That's just hilarious. Yo, every time though, bro.
They've listened to a lot of the feedback and they've
cleaned up on IG. I did, bro. I was gonna say something, but I didn't.
Start with building your coach. When starting your dynasty, you can create a coach or choose from over 300 real-life head coaches and coordinators, each with authentic playbooks, schemes, tendencies, stats, and coaching abilities. In Dynasty mode, you'll face real coaches with authentic playstyles both in games and on the recruiting trail. You can even hire them through the coaching carousel. If creating your own coach, New Gear Options lets you customize their look with everything from a hoodie and joggers to a quarter zip and jeans.
This nigga, that been freaky, ain't he?
With a sleeveless shirt and shorts. It's all up to you. You can now...
I've never seen a coach wear this before, my nigga. Y'all seen a coach wear this? You know, some freaky stuff.
You can even grace the sidelines with a sleeveless shirt and shorts. It's all up to you. You can now even customize your coach's demeanor and stance, whether calm and composed or fiery and intense, adding more personality to how they appear and act on the field.
For sure.
And your coach level cap will now be at 100, up from 50 from last year, with rebalance.
I guess that's Kirby Smart.
I guess that's early momentum and long-term growth. Archetypes will also play a key role in this. For example, Tactician has the highest XP potential but requires wins. Motivator and Recruiter are steadier but offer lower ceilings. Now it says here that the 3 base archetypes, Recruiter, Motivator, and Tactician, now require a minimum coach level to unlock. This change encourages more focused investment early in your career, making that initial archetype choice even more meaningful. This helps reinforce the rock, paper, scissors relationship not just between archetypes, but also you and your coordinators. Choosing a staff that complements or counters your strengths is more important than ever. Each archetype you unlock becomes incrementally more expensive, encouraging more intentional choices as your coaching journey evolves. For example, if you start as a recruiter, becoming an elite recruiter will be much cheaper than trying to learn a completely new skill set and become a motivator. Just like in real life, it's easier to grow within an existing area or expertise than to take on a new and unrelated skill set. Program Builder and CEO archetypes are the exceptions. As broader leadership-focused archetypes rather than specific coaching disciplines, they are not impacted by scaling costs and remain more accessible once you meet their unlocked requirements. The Program Builder's Friends and Family discount lowers archetype costs if another coach already owns them, rewarding smart staff choices. Archetype abilities have also been rebalanced to emphasize trade-offs, with adjusted costs and new abilities to deepen specialization and coaching identity. Moving on to the coaching carousel. This is an area that did need some improvement. It says you'll now receive notifications when coordinators accept or decline job offers, as well as alerts when one is poached for a new opportunity. But it says they've also added 3 new Program Builder abilities that give you more control over the hiring and retention process. Forever Home, your coordinators are less likely to leave for another job. Deal Sweetener, coordinators are more likely to accept your job offer. And Cream of the Crop increases the caliber of coordinators available for you to hire. Top coaches now get better job offers, and the staff
I don't blame you, Reese.
Shows each
they look terrible.
New role,
but they fixed some people though.
And reason for leaving.
They still do look a little husky for some reason. I don't know.
And it is now
I think, bro, honestly,
every time you win a major,
they just gotta. I already said this in one of my videos. They just have to remodel the players, bro. The player builds are terrible. It's good, Keezy. Do we got a new coach drip? Yeah.
Game or award
you gonna see it again, bro.
A trophy is added to your personal trophy room, viewable from the Dynasty Hub or main menu. Each Dynasty has its own room tracking over 160 possible trophies with detailed info like year, team, opponent, and player. The trophy room is shared across all modes: Dynasty, Road to Glory, Play Now, and Road to the College Football Playoff, keeping your legacy alive no matter how you play, which I think is pretty cool. So you can share this across any different mode that you play and just rack up trophies. Now let's move on to the part about building your program. So this is where we're going to talk about transfer portal, recruiting, and stuff like that. Starting with the transfer portal, which was another area that definitely needed some work. The transfer portal in College Football 26 is now more unpredictable, with around 2,000 players entering annually, forcing tough roster decisions. Star ratings are now based more on position and class year, not just overall. You can build through the portal for instant impact or develop high school talent, each with its own pros and cons. Retaining players is just as critical, as managing expectations plays a big role in keeping your roster intact. In College 26, every player now has a defined deal breaker.
Don't think you're gonna buy this right away. You gonna wait till Christmas?
If unmet, could lead them to enter the transfer portal. New this year is conference prestige as a deal breaker and a revamped playing time system that now considers actual snaps played, not just depth chart position.
I ain't peep Caleb down in that shit.
Every player,
bro, that nigga's always in the transfer portal.
Each one a clearly defined expectation and a chance to enter the portal if that expectation isn't met. Even players without playing time,
that shit look like JJ for real though. Just like JJ.
5 stars and top backups may still leave if they're not seeing the field as they would in real life. This adds realism.
Niggas, I'm in the port every year. We looking for experience. That's the best way to do it, though.
Especially in online dynasties where cheese tactics are now more punishable. So you can't just hoard a bunch of players. They're going to want to leave if they're not playing. Which brings us to the dynamic deal breakers. These replace the fixed B grade threshold from College Football 25. Now player expectations evolve with performance. Better players demand more. This mimics real life big fish in a small pond moves, as breakout stars may transfer to bigger programs when their current school no longer matches their rising goals. Expectations like academics or NIL now scale with the player's overall rating or star ranking. For example, Tennessee's QB left for UCLA after his brand deal breaker demands grew. The system makes transfers feel more natural and reflective of modern college football. Your coach and staff choices directly affect how well you manage evolving player expectations. But there are some key abilities here that
is hard though. I'm not gonna lie.
The bar, which is a strategist ability, this lowers the grade needed to meet deal breakers up to 1 full letter. The family atmosphere master motivator ability reduces transfer likelihood even if expectations aren't met. Program Builder also has abilities such as gift roster retainer, and full refund. This improves the chances to persuade players to stay.
They're gonna get popped.
As players grow, their demands change. Adapting your strategy is crucial to long-term success. Every program's
Jeremiah Smith in the transfer portal is just crazy, bro.
Grades, which measures strengths
that shit is probably never gonna happen.
Categories. The grade curve
that shit gotta be rare, right?
With fewer teams in the A/B range, making
hopefully they have more diversity in the fake players.
Programs and the rest.
To see.
A major change is in pro potential. Previously, based on current rosters, it's now determined by
what game do you think people will like more?
The past 4 seasons, tracked by position. This means you can now clearly see which schools are consistently sending talent to the next level and who truly deserves the title of wide receiver U. And they also did add in some transfer portal customization.
Jeremiah Smith and Caleb always in the transfer portal.
Max transfers per team now. You can adjust the transfer probability.
Shit, I can see that because nigga, when I transferred to Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith wasn't there. I don't know about Caleb Downs though, but now Caleb Downs definitely always transfers.
Improvements to playing style now better reflect team performance rather than individual stats, especially on defense. Defensive players are now evaluated by team stats like passing or rushing yards allowed, offering a more accurate portrayal of how your team plays. Additionally, starting grades for every team have been adjusted to align more closely with real-world standings, utilizing the new grading distribution for a fairer reflection. Now that brings us to something new that is called location-based recruiting. Visit costs will depend on how close a recruit lives to your campus. Visits can range from 10 to 40 recruiting hours, making local recruiting more efficient and forcing strategic choices based on geography and budget. The CEO Archetypes More the Merrier ability doubles weekly visit capacity from 4 to 8, while the Strategist perk adds bonus XP when visitors come during wins. Stacking the Strategist Coordinator with the CEO's 8 visitor cap, and you can massively boost coach XP. Coordinating archetype perks like this is now key for fast staff progression. Scouting in College Football 26 is now more streamlined and impactful. Attribute displays have been standardized by position,
Dynasty
making it
next year.
easier to compare recruits across different archetypes. Now, when comparing two players at the same position, you'll see their shared attributes lined up.
Graduation tomorrow. You excited?
Making
this shit sounds too complicated.
Easier. Plus, the mind reader ability, which is for the strategist archetype, now reveals a recruit's development trait during scouting, not just campus
you play,
visits.
Nigga, this is like I'm playing, nigga. I got bot on my. I ain't playing, nigga.
Talent.
Watching the video.
They've also added something called recruiting battles. Instead of committing right away, the recruit raises their commitment
Once
threshold,
the game come out,
giving
like 2 weeks.
two schools a short window to make one final push. It's a head-to-head sprint. The first to hit the new bar lands the recruit. No more mystery, just a clear fight to the finish.
2K is ass.
And they also did a lot of work with recruit generation. In College Football 26, it now generates 4,100 recruits per season, creating a deeper, more varied talent pool. Elite prospects, especially athletes, are rarer, making them more valuable. Brand exposure is now a key pitch for glamour positions like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, corner, and edge rusher, aligning with NIL expectations. Deal breakers and pitches have been rebalanced to create more overlap, requiring deeper scouting. High school recruits now start lighter with more natural weight progression, and a new lean body type represents wiry, underdeveloped athletes, especially at the wide receiver position. Deal breakers and pitches now have more overlap, making it harder to quickly identify a recruit's ideal pitch. You'll need to dig deeper. They've also done a lot of work with the sway mechanic. It says sway is now clearer and more strategic in College 26. It lets you add a second or even third ideal pitch when your school doesn't align with the recruit's preferences.
See, mom, about your W fit or fire fit
before using
it,
based on how much motivational overlap.
It focus way too much on recruiting and transfer portal instead of focusing on adding more game moves and shit. I mean, you gotta peep though. Dynasty is the most played game move, so obviously they're gonna try to get this properly fixed. But I definitely agree. We need some more game moves for sure. But
persuasive personality ability for the recruiter archetype will boost your odds. It's especially useful when you're behind and need a new path.
Excuse me, nigga said I spent my hard-earned money on a
recruiting battle in your
MVP bundle. That's like 150, right? Some shit like that.
Upgrades to recruiting, making it faster and easier to manage your board. Team needs are now pinned to the top of the prospect list and update in real time. Up and down arrows now show if you're rising or falling on a recruit's top schools. Red dots and highlights signal when the recruit enters a pitch stage or are close to committing. You can now favor recruits by double tapping triangle or Y, which helps track your top targets. New search filters include max star rating, pipeline level, and recruiting stage. And these tools will just help you recruit smarter, quicker, and stay focused. They've also done some work with player progression. It says player development is crucial to building a championship. In College 26, progression has been expanded to create more realistic growth, greater player differentiation, and clearer separation.
Did they say it in here? Did you say it? I don't think we do.
College 26 player progression is more gradual and realistic. The number of skill group levels has increased from 10 to 20, allowing for smoother development. Players with high development traits, impact, star, and elite will progress more consistently, while physical changes like weight gain now occur during the offseason, reflecting player maturity. Your school's athletic facility
we need that game mode. We need the little Heisman game mode that was in the older NCAAs, specifically 13, because I just played that like last week. What other game modes they had that was fun, chat? Those are only two that is at the top of my mind right now.
With better facilities boosting development. This adds another layer to program building, highlighting the gap between elite schools and others. Moving on to physical abilities. In College 26, some abilities now require 2 attribute ratings to unlock, making top tier.
Niggas is tripping on this. Snow look good. It's not as crazy as Madden Snow, but that Snow look good, bruh. This Snow look fire.
Abilities rare.
I don't know if it was like that on 25. It could be. I don't remember though. I played like 2 Snow games in that shit, bro.
97 change of direction and 96 acceleration for wide receivers. The Archetypes
system
has also been overhauled, introducing new player types and physical ability combinations to better reflect the diversity of players in college football. Player performance now directly influences their long-term potential. If a player excels during the season,
gameplay-wise, looks smooth though, bro.
During the offseason. Upgrading depends on their stats relative to the position, and it's harder to move up the higher their current.
That was the exact same Snow from Madden last year. I wouldn't know. I don't think I played a Snow game on Madden 25. Yo, like now I think about it, I don't think I did play a Snow game on Madden 25.
The training results screen has also been revamped for better visibility into a player's growth. You can now see how much each attribute increased for every player along with their weight gain, upgraded abilities, and any change to their development trait. This provides a clearer view of the offseason progression, which is great because this was one of the bigger annoyances last year. You didn't really see where they improved and by how much. You had to kind of remember, which was pretty impossible for an entire team. There's also manual progression, which can be enabled in the league settings for more control over player development. When active, players earn skill points but don't automatically spend them. You can manually allocate skill points to a player's player card. To maintain balance, manual progression does have a default 25% nerf, which can be adjusted or turned off by the Dynasty commissioner. Moving on to position changes, these now come with more realistic challenges.
Not better
when a
in
player
college
switches
football.
Positions, they retain only the ability shared between their
He said that shit before though. I was like, nah, but everybody got their own opinion, bro. But yeah, Madden 25 was ass.
Aligns with the old one. For example, moving a running back to wide receiver results in a smaller drop than switching to an offensive tackle. The further apart the positions are, the harder the transition. The player module will show which abilities are retained and the player's development trait remains the same, ensuring consistent growth as they adapt in their new role.
On 26.
Now let's talk about managing wear and tear. In College 26, player durability is influenced by how their body responds to physical demands of the season. It's not just about injuries. Each hit adds up. Some players can withstand more wear and tear while others break down under repeated impacts. In College 26, each player has a season and career.
How you feel about that, Reese? I know you're someone that hated wear and tear, and now you can fix it to your liking and shit. Obviously, you can just turn it off, which I did. I turned that shit off, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what it's talking about this year, and I'm probably going to see some recommended sliders and stuff, but other than that, we'll see. He's also still turning it off.
They can recover in a season and over their career. Once a player's season health pool is depleted, they can't recover damage until the offseason. This plays out in real scenarios like last year's national championship game, where Notre Dame's quarterback, after a heavy workload, showed noticeable performance decline due to accumulated wear and tear.
Notre Dame's quarterback wear and tear was blinking red ever since that first drive. The nigga ran the ball like 20 times first drive. They did score a touchdown, right? I think they did. But, bro, oh my gosh. I'm watching the game. I'm like, he's going to die on the field, bro. Straight quarterback runs. I mean, it was working, but that's not sustainable for a full game, bro, at all. Especially against Ohio State. You crazy?
Health pool replenishes.
He said we're not trying to be realistic. We're trying to have fun. I don't blame you. Nigga, is that LeBron? Cedric Alexander.
Players with a nearly empty pool start the next season with a smaller one, while those with a full pool maintain a larger one. You'll now manage a player's career clock with how much they're used each season, affecting their longevity, adding more strategic decisions about player usage and health management throughout the year. Now, they talked about this in the gameplay deep dive, but they have added new auto subs and stuff like that to the game, and there's some different ones that you can use, such as Keep Fresh, which prioritizes rotating players out early to limit accumulated wear and tear. You can have it on normal, which is a balanced approach
I'm not gonna lie.
Steady rotation. You can set your auto sub to grind it out, where players will stay in even if they have significant wear and tear. They'll try to grind it out. Or you could set this up to custom. So there are some settings to help deal with the new wear and tear system. And the wear and tear itself has a custom settings menu, so you can adjust everything from how much a hit damages players to how much they replenish between quarters and halftime, so you can kind of tailor this to your liking.
What's up with this nigga Cartier, bro? Nigga talks to my coach got to be handsome.
And here we're going to talk about the history. We've done a lot of work with this. It says in College 26, the new college football history feature allows you to relive your dynasty's legacy. Access
so you can go back and see
in the Dynasty Hub. It tracks
the previous champions, but can you go back and see their stats though? I was definitely seeing somebody on Twitter ask the same question, but you can see the champions.
Access through the stats and records tab in the Dynasty Hub. It tracks national champions dating back to
nigga said my coach is gonna be G's in a Lifton shirt.
And historical player and coach award winners such as Heisman and Coach of the Year. You can filter records by team or conference, exploring conferences like the Pac-12.
Me too, bro.
This feature does grow with your dynasty.
So I watch you all day. We should be watching, bro. Which specific videos?
Additionally,
the football
14
ones.
new awards have been adding, including the Maxwell and the Walter Camp Awards, along with a rebalanced evaluation of defensive stats for award considerations. In College 26, you can now view a player's full history of awards and accolades directly from their player card. Simply navigate the More tab, go to Stats, and filter awards awards. This section displays all their individual honors, including Heisman trophies, conference championships, All-American and All-Conference selections, Player of the Week honors, and even their transfer history. They've also done a lot of work behind the numbers,
Reach don't even use them other teams. I don't even like using them types of teams unless I'm playing against some type of teams.
The tiebreakers didn't always work out correctly last year, and they upgraded logic to better align with how real-world conferences settle their standings.
Long ass video, because nigga, he be having all the information, bro. We got 10 minutes left.
Throughout the entire mode. But they've also done good
making
work
this damn
with
thumbnail. I'm
player
looking for a
stats.
specific picture, bro.
Box
Can't
score
find
now
that
displays
shit.
the total number of plays and yards per play. They've also added new metrics within the season stats, career stats, and team stats. So, for example, for quarterbacks, you can now see their touchdown percentage, sack rate, interception percentage, their touchdown to interception ratio, net yards per attempt, adjusted net yards per pass attempt, which is all really cool stuff. For running backs, you'll see their fumble rate. For punters, you'll see their touchback percentage. For team stats, you'll see total yards per game, rushing yards per game, passing yards per game, yards per play. For
Heisman
defense,
ain't
you'll see
easy. It's
yards
definitely
allowed
not.
per game,
I think I
rush
was
yards
saying, bro, I
allowed
think
per
Heisman
game,
might be the
pass yards
hardest
allowed per
game mode
points
in
allowed
sports
per
game
game,
history,
and
my nigga.
sacks per game. You'll also see penalties per game and penalty yards per game. Moving on to new positions
Especially
and archetypes. They've done a lot
playing
of work
for
with that
a team
this
with a
year.
shitty
Of
ass
course,
O-line.
they've updated the position
Let's get
terminology, which
Antoine
most of you I think know
chilling
by
right now,
so
bro. Feel me?
instead of defensive end, there's edge. They have the Sam, Will, and Mike linebackers. They have long snappers. They have the gadget position. They have nose tackles. So now you're going to have the correct positions, and this helps a lot when it comes to team building and recruiting. They've also added some new archetypes. So some positions like wide receiver now feature 7 unique archetypes, each designed to capture a distinct play style. Here's a breakdown of which makes each one unique. So you have like a speedster wide receiver, which is a pure burner who takes the top off the defense, not a tactician, but lethal in space. You have a route artist. You have the physical route runner, the elusive route runner, the gritty possession receiver, the gadget receiver, a guy that could do it all. He could take snaps at QB and running back. You've got a contested specialist. So they're just getting more detailed with archetypes now, and this is going to play into what abilities they can get and how they can progress. Moving on to formation subs, one of the biggest requests last year, probably along with the trophy room for Dynasty, that's now here. This brings more creativity to your team strategy, allowing you to assign specific players to particular formations for mismatches and exploiting opponents' weaknesses. 50 formation subs per team. You can now set 50 formation substitutions, allowing for a wide variety of tactical advantages. The subs will carry over season to season unless a player leaves or you switch teams. If you switch playbooks, any formation shared between the old and new will retain the assigned subs, keeping your strategies intact, which I think that's just a small but very good thing that they added there. Moving on to custom conferences and protected opponents, this is another area that needed work. They've been improved to ensure scheduling integrity across multi-year dynasties. You can now lock in annual matchups regardless of division changes, allowing rivalries like Michigan and Ohio State to persist every year. Most conferences support 1 to 2 protected opponents per team, depending on the number of teams in conference games. Some setups may not support protected opponents due to scheduling constraints. Customizing conferences,
Yeah,
you can
Carter,
now
he
enable
transferred
and
like
disable
months ago.
protected opponents and adjust other conferences settings via the
He about to go
conference
crazy
full
this year.
screen. You can
He won a
also
Heisman.
regenerate
Stamp.
all protected matchups with the R3 button. They've also made scheduling updates to align with real-world games and where they're played. They've also made updates to the college football playoff to
Hey,
fit
that
the
dynamic, what's it
format.
called? Dynamic lighting or whatever it's just called. If that's not what it's called, that shit gonna be fire, bro.
This offseason, the college football playoff
And the
has
dynamic,
changed, so
I
that
don't know,
now
like
the
time,
top
whatever the
4
hell that's just
teams
called, timing or
and
whatever,
the
where
college
the
football
time
playoff
changes,
rankings receive first-round
where it gets
buys.
dark during the
Previously,
games.
buys
That's
were
gonna be
awarded
fire,
to
bro.
the 4 highest ranked conference champions, so that change is going to be in Dynasty mode as well. They've also just made some quality of life changes. For example, quick access to player info. Anytime a player appears in a spreadsheet, you can now
Niggas should
press
just play the game.
triangle or Y
Nah, I feel
to
you,
open
bro,
the
but that's
player
my
card,
team,
or
so
R3 or the right
I definitely
stick
got
to
that
view their
notification when
stats
he
and award
transferred. I'm like, oh
history.
yeah, we better win a
That's a
chip.
great change that was needed.
You
Player
finna see that.
stats and attributes are everywhere. Anywhere they appear in a spreadsheet, you'll now be able to access their season stats and player module. In addition to the 2 new player module panels, you
He said
can
not
now
gonna lie, I'm
view a
trying to be
player's depth
sure
trait
cool,
in
we're
the
just went on
ability
Ash Cash.
sub-panel. There's a
Suck
quick
my man's
access to
skills
the team
away, bro.
schedule
He's still a
within the
GOAT.
conference standings and top 25 poll screens. You can now press
You should have stayed
triangle
another
or
year.
Y to view the full team schedule. In the Dynasty Hub, they've added a new tab called Members. The Members tab lets you see every user in your online Dynasty or every coach character in your offline Dynasty.
Oh, Nate,
For
you
each
wanted to
team,
play
it
me in
shows their
college football the
username,
other day.
Their team, their top 25 rank,
You could
their
play
current
after
week
this.
matchup and result, platform, online status, and whether they're ready to advance. As a commissioner, the Members tab is now where you will make all your commissioner actions like adding or removing users, toggling autopilot,
got the MVP edition,
transferring Dynasty ownership, inviting new users, etc.
Play with Madden. I don't got Madden on console, bro.
Most of you know by now, but yes, Dynasty mode will be cross-play this year. And there's some other little things that they added, like dynamic time of day. We learned about that yesterday in the presentation deep blog, but you now have dynamic time of day.
I definitely seen that, bro. OKC just won a chip, and they trying to get a top 10 pick. They got to chill, bro.
They've also team already smooth. Super sim tempo adjustments. Teams who run up.
They got niggas winning rings without even playing an NBA game. The nigga, what's it called, Nikola Topic, tore his ACL. He didn't even play a freaking game in NBA. He got a ring.
An increased number of snaps during
and then he can go win Rookie of the Year next year.
Style of play.
That's crazy. Imagine
records feedback when a player in your team.
Imagine he does win Rookie of the Year. That'd be hilarious. Cause nigga, how you an NBA champ before being a Rookie of the Year or some shit? That's crazy.
Breaks a single game, season, or career record, you will now receive a full screen takeover, which is awesome.
I gotta see what the Lakers do, man. We gotta get Bam Adebayo or something, bro. We need a big
offensive and defensive coordinator stats. They also made a force win update. It says when forcing a win or loss, it now says the name of the team you are forcing.
Niggas, I got a little stick for my controller. Should be gonna cry. Oh man.
Combined opponent
these controllers be too expensive for them shits to be in stick, bro. They know what they doing. Cause they know we gotta buy a new one.
Strength of schedule, advanced
I'll play you next.
confirmation. A confirmation pop-up will now appear when you go to advance to the next week, helping prevent accidental clicks that can cost you a national championship. You can now sim at 2 points in the season. When advancing the week, you can now sim to any week in the season rather than specific week, which is, I think, a great update as well. There's redshirt updates. Players can now play postseason games without.
I don't think we're getting it this year, my boy. So hey, sit tight.
Additionally, now when you redshirt a player, it will not reset the entire depth chart. Instead, it will only alter the positions that player was in the depth chart for. Scouting ability info. If you'd like to know more about what an ability is when scouting a player, you can highlight the ability on the right side panel, and it will display a tooltip informing you what it does. Moving on to Team Builder, it says, this has now received major
definitely making a team builder. And if you want to be on G's Mafia University,
beta, which is great.
Be ready.
You should get faster.
I'm recruiting dogs. You feel me? If you're not a dog, you're not getting an offer. Simple as that.
Of devices, including lower end machines.
I should bring back. I gotta bring back GMU. I'm gonna say JMU. We're gonna bring it back this stream. I gotta play that, John.
Per team.
I gotta see where we left off at. If I even still have the file. Hopefully I didn't delete it.
Within the file size limit. And Team Builder is now more integrated with the Dynasty mode.
Miles on 26 is going to be fire.
More seamless team creation and management. In College 26, you can also import your College Football 25 teams directly into the new game, preserving the time and creativity you invested in your previous.
I might just do that.
But there's more.
Is even a point of making a brand new team? If I could just keep Mojo on.
Your school grades, you can set your school grades and define their identity. These grades help shape your program's strengths and weaknesses, and you can select.
Why don't they add an actual team builder in the game?
Starting point. Whether you're aiming to be a powerhouse, a pro factory, or
I don't even remember how it was on NCAA 14. Honestly,
choose a school identity.
I think they had a website too.
Your vision for your program. After selecting,
it just makes it. I say easier, but.
Projected team prestige and my school grades. Some grades are shown in exact values while others appear in ranges which can vary based on other elements. Factors that influence grades. Stadium atmosphere is adjusted based on the size of the stadium you select. Championship contender, this grade depends on the team you replace.
You have to be on Mac only to make a team.
Their preseason ranking. Coach stability, coach prestige, and conference prestige.
I ain't gonna lie, I think I definitely made my team on my MacBook though. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely think I did.
And they've also enhanced the roster.
I could be wrong now.
It now has its own dedicated tab with enhanced features designed to give you more control over your team. You can now view your team's overall offensive and defensive ratings at the top of your roster screen, with these values updating in real time as you make changes. When you view an individual player, you'll also be able to see their overall rating.
They already said, man,
so
26 got 22 movement.
Impact the team's performance.
Who's on the cover of 22?
Makes roster management more intuitive and gives you a clear understanding of how each change affects your team. When editing a player, you'll find two new tabs, Bio and Skill Ratings. The Bio tab lets you modify key player details and appearance. Within this tab, you can edit the following fields: their first and last name, previous redshirt status, high school star rating, and deal breakers. As mentioned in the Dynasty discussion, all players now have dynamic deal breakers, and the deal breaker threshold will determine when you import your team into Dynasty mode based on the player's final overall.
Yeah, I don't even remember playing that game, bro.
abilities tab, you can control the player's strength and growth.
I remember 23 though.
Archetype,
that's the year they had the best pads. Pads looked amazing.
Their development trait, their potential, which impacts their skill caps. Physical abilities can be assigned a tier, none to platinum, based on the player's attributes with prompts to adjust ratings if needed. You can also fully customize your recruiting pipelines. Each pipeline is assigned a tier 1 to 5, with tier 5 being the strongest. You can adjust these pipelines based on your school's history or strategic goals.
Niggas say if you disagree, you're stuck on nostalgia.
Rivalries for your team builder team.
Bro, everybody got their own opinion, bro. If you think Madden gonna be better, hey, you think Madden gonna be better.
Last game's winner and score. This info carries into Dynasty mode. Simply set a rival and replace them with your team builder school. And they've also added some generic stadiums. It says there's 3 generic stadiums and a high school stadium.
Man, when that Road to Glory deep dive, twin, I'm better be in that bit. Eyes peeled,
stadiums are small
looking for everything.
And do not feature any team branding. Now, another big part of Dynasty mode is
presentation.
And yesterday we got a big presentation deep dive. And if you want to find out about all of those details, make sure you check out.
Shout out my nigga Eric. Let me know how y'all niggas feel in the comment section. Me personally, I'm not too big of a Dynasty guy. I played a little bit of it last year. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. But then I did start getting the hang of it. But like I said, I didn't play much of it. I was a Road to Glory Ultimate Team online, road to the college football playoff type of guy. You feel me? But it seems like they upgraded it in the slots or the spots they needed to upgrade it. Coach Gear look fire. Y'all gonna probably see Coach G's again. Like I said though, I'm gonna make my own university. I might just transfer the one I have on 25 to 26. So if you want to be on GMU, you know what I'm saying, make sure your grades is right. Make sure you're a freak of nature. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no scrubs. No scrubs are allowed. If you're a scrub, you're not even getting into the damn building. You feel me? You're gonna be revoked right there. You're probably gonna take your ass to jail. But yeah, let me know how y'all feel about this damn Dynasty. And for all the Dynasty nerds, let me know how I feel in the comments section. They are dropping a Road to Glory deep dive. I don't know when, but just know G's will be watching that probably live on stream. And yeah, 2 more weeks and we got college football 26. Hope y'all boys enjoy the deep dive. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. 3,000 sub on the way, boy. Appreciate y'all boys for the love, supports. Love us a lot. Until next time, we out here.